Do you know what it's like to just lie in bed and wonder if you have the strength to get up today? Do you? Do you know what it's like to look in the mirror and hate what you see in front of you? And do you know what it's like to feel everything and nothing, all at the exact same time? Because this is the sad reality that myself and a number of other young people have to face every single day. A number of young people are suffering with their mental health in silence. I want to investigate the extent of this issue, to give you the facts, opinions and experiences so that you can make up your own mind about the current state of our youth's mental health. I've interviewed a counsellor, a parent and a student to get their views and opinions. What are the main mental health issues that you think the youth of today are battling?
A lot of anxiety, a lot of depression. I mean, anxiety itself sort of, breaks down into, different things. So, for instance, generalised anxiety disorder, panic disorders, more general sort of stress, obviously around exam times and assessment deadlines.
Have you had any personal experiences with mental health issues?
So I've dealt with depression and anxiety for about 6 years since I was 12, as well as some PTSD.
Yeah, I've suffered with depression, anxiety and an eating disorder. Could you say a bit more about some of the symptoms of anxiety and depression?
I would say with anxiety, perhaps that one of the key features is a feeling of being sort of on edge, like dread of impending doom, feeling that something bad is going to happen. With depression, that's sort of, I would say, a feeling of probably a feeling of sadness or at least sort of low mood, often a loss of interest in things, hobbies, and perhaps withdrawing from friends, not finding sort of pleasure in things that were previously enjoyed.
What symptoms do you experience and how do these affect your daily activities?
I experience panic attacks, getting upset quite a lot, feeling tired all the time, and also overthinking everything.
Anxiety a lot is almost paralysing at times. I think that things that not necessarily most people will worry about, you tend to overthink. As a parent of a young person with a mental health issue, what is your biggest worry about your child?
That he won't be able to manage his condition long term and it might spiral out of control.
Do you think enough is being done to support young people who are suffering with mental health issues?
There's an increased sort of recognition of the need. The government has promised more funding, for CAMS, for example, child and adolescent mental health services. I think probably at the moment demand is not being met. We know that talking therapies, counselling services, can be very effective for mental health conditions. That's what we need more of, really. So I think there's some way to go on that.
Coming from a health background, having lived through with someone with a mental health condition, no, I feel there's not enough funding and not enough support and not enough awareness of where to go for help.
No, there aren't enough services, so people end up on stupidly long waiting lists for months before getting any actual support.
I think there's a lot of support out there and I think it's gradually being more talked about, but I think it's slightly too little too late. What advice would you give to any younger person who thinks they might be suffering with a mental health related issue?
In the first instance, perhaps talking to a trusted teacher at school or college, or maybe somebody like a wellbeing officer like myself, or a counsellor, someone that you trust and have a good rapport with. But also your GP, your doctor. They are best placed to kind of make an assessment of your mental health. They're there for your mental health as much as your physical health.
I would say let your child firstly know that on board with what the condition is. You understand the condition, so seek help for yourself to understand the condition. Paramount is that you support them, you listen, and you go seek help together and you work through it together.
Definitely to reach out, because even though it's difficult and it doesn't feel like there'll be a lot of support, you will find people who can help and who can support you. Even if they don't know the best way to help, your friends and your family will be there for you if you reach out and talk to them.
The key thing is not to suffer in silence. Not to be alone with it. Just find that person.
As Gary said there, talking is the most important thing. Making that acknowledgement to yourself that you need help and you don't have to be okay all the time, then having that someone you trust to talk it over with is crucial to recovering from any mental health illness. That being said, however, still too many young people are suffering in silence, and I hope this documentary gave those people a voice and helps people see that this is a real issue that needs talking about.